Alright, welcome back everybody. I believe I am finally ready to start laying some color to this Firebird project here. If you hear any clacking and noises, I have a dog playing with a bone apparently directly above our heads here, so sorry about that. But I am going to be using this Minwax water-based stain, which I have zero experience with. And the reason for that, and you guys will have to also excuse my mess here, had to clear off a space on the workbench, but I wanted to use a true oil finish over that, and from what I could find, that wants a water-based stain underneath it. So that's what I went with, mainly for ease of accessibility, because I could get it locally, and also it wasn't too expensive to where if I end up having to sand it down and try something else, I won't feel like I'm out $9, I think. So I tried this out on a few different test pieces and got varying results. And this is actually right here a piece of mahogany I had left over from a license plate guitar build, and this is 3 coats, and then I hit it with some sandpaper just to see how it sanded down in case I wanted to do any distressing or anything, but it kept coming up very brown. This is supposed to be onyx, and the color of the wood was still pulling through, and it's not that I don't like that, it just wasn't what I had in mind, and I think I'm at the point now emotionally that if that's what happens, that's what happens. But this is also a lot darker and more brown than my actual guitar here. And also forgive my hands, I was painting a shed today, so they're covered in all sorts of colors. So I also had a piece of it's either poplar or pine, I forget, and it comes out completely black on that. So we should be somewhere in between. I did try a little piece in the pocket for the pickup there, and it's definitely blacker than it was on the other mahogany, so we'll see how that works out. And then I also noticed, and I haven't messed with this in a couple of weeks, but I pulled this can out and went to stir it, and there was a lot of pigment on the bottom here, so I'm actually hopeful that this comes out a little darker than what it did when I was testing. So we'll see. I just got some cheapo spongy brushes I'm going to apply this with, and from what I could tell testing, you kind of have to put it on pretty wet. It dries very quickly, so I'm going to put a heavy coat on the front here, then we'll get that wiped down, and then we'll move on and see where we are. If I get in the way of the camera, I'm sorry, it's just on a mic stand, on a clip. It's probably weird. So I think I've got this stirred pretty well here. I am nervous as can be. I'll be honest, I didn't get too crazy with sanding. There's a lot of imperfections in here. This is a home-built guitar. Cigar box guitars have ruined me. I have 2 or 3 nice guitars and a closet full of beaters now because I've kind of just taken to liking that and also realizing it doesn't have to look pretty to sound awesome. So that's where we are on this, and we'll see where it ends up. If I see anything that's too far out for me, I may sand it back down and try to correct it. Pretty sure I got all the glue off the neck joint. There might be a couple drips here and there. We'll see. But other than that, let's see what we end up with here. I am very frightened right now, to be honest. To get more on there. Well, that's black. We might be in luck. I'm also only going to go a certain way up the neck here. I have a plan for the neck. I want to fade the stain out as I move up the neck. So I'm probably just going to stain through the neck joint and then get to the rest of that after we see how many coats I need, and I'm going to leave myself some room for error on that. I am pleasantly surprised right now. I really expected this to come out more brown so far. I do anticipate having to do more than one coat on here. Sorry, I gotta get in the shot here. I was also concerned about that glue line being, you know, running off anti-parallel there. I said that in the first video, and it doesn't look like that it's going to really show a whole lot, so that's good. I'm going to let that soak in for a few minutes, and then we'll wipe it down and see where we are for one coat. I'm going to pause this for a minute, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I've let this soak in for a minute here. I'm going to give it another little bit here just to make sure it's soaked in. It does soak up very quickly. There's not a lot of excess on here. I did another quick kind of just wet coat on there. Made sure I hit my crevices a little bit here. I guess, you know what, I could probably do the pickup pockets, huh? Those will eventually be coated in gold foil or copper foil, whatever, but just so they don't peek through the pickup ring just in case. Sorry again for being in the shot. I got a haircut today though, so that's nice. Oh, let's not get down in there. Oh yeah, I gotta get the neck. No, see the things you figure out on the fly. There's a lot of glue on that joint there. Might have to get a piece of cloth down there to hit that. It's locked down in there right now.
Bird came back.
Oh, that's good. That was my lovely wife. We have a hanging plant on our back porch, and we just found a bird somewhere between last evening and today. Decided to nest in there and had an egg in there, and we were trying to take a picture of it, and she flew away, and we felt horribly guilty. All right, let's go ahead, and apparently she's back though, so good news. Start wiping excess here, and that is a little brown, but that is primarily black. I'm not mad at this at all. Just don't want any excess here in the crevices. What I like about this is I don't really have to wear gloves if I don't want, because it'll wash off with soap and water. You guys need a good rag, old jockey shirt is. That's how we go here. Yeah, this will need a few coats though, otherwise it's going to look kind of antiqued. Full steel guitar. And like I said, I've never really used this product before, other than just testing, so I'm sure there's at least one or two of you watching this going, what's this guy doing? He's a moron. We'll see what happens. This is probably not the appropriate Bob Vila technique for water-based stain, and I apologize for that. But Bob Vila doesn't live in my basement, so that's what we get here. This is super tantalizing video, sorry guys. Get some of that extra out of there. I'll clean the rest of that up, but that's kind of where we are after one coat. If I can get that better in there. It is brown. And again, this is supposed to be onyx. I'll get a whole coat on the whole body, we'll do a second coat and see where we land. So thanks for checking back, guys. I will update as we go, and hopefully you'll see me again when we begin oiling, or maybe I'll add to this video here in a few minutes. I'm not sure yet. So appreciate it.